Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we're talking Hellboy. That's right, Hellboy the board game. This time it's an expansion, Hellboy in Mexico. Brought to you by Mantic Games and of course by Dark Horse Comics. Hellboy in Mexico. This expansion adds exciting new enemies and agents to your games, with new case files based on the story of Hellboy's time in Mexico. Of course, this game requires Hellboy, the board game, to play. So let's see what you get inside here. You get a whole bunch of figures, cards, and accessories. And of course, you get map tiles. So, let's stop looking at pictures and let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have inside the box. So right off the bat, we have an ad for two other Kickstarters that Mantic needed us to back. So one was, of course, Hellboy the board game. Star Saga is another one. And of course, Dungeon Saga was a third one that they had, that they based all these Kickstarters off of. And they were all highly successful. So if you need more information about Star Saga, Dungeon Saga, or the original Hellboy the board game, go to manticgames.com. And it's a small box, but it's a box chock full of goodness. We've got figures and that. We got all kinds of stuff in here. So let's put this to the side and see what kind of stuff we got on the inside here. All right, so let's take that lid off there. And we're going to start off by taking a look at some character cards that we have here. Here are our character cards. We have Luchador Hellboy. On the left side, we got our special rules. On the right-hand side, we have the unique actions. And bottom here, we have the starting card. So Hellboy starts off with Hellboy's mask and Hellboy's signet. He's got special rules: championship ambitions, fire resistant, and shake it off. Taunt, big right hook, and El Rey de los Monstruos. There you go. You have El Hermano Venjavito. Special rules: thirst for vengeance, interrogator, watchful brother, wall bounce, pin strike, and killing blow. Starting cards are Vengeful Mask and Massive Stake. Again, all the backs are exactly the same. It says Hellboy the board game on it. Next character is Esteban. Special rules: Sacred Heart, I love killing monsters, party like there's no tomorrow. Ares mi mahar amigo, assisted plancha, and Kamazoots are his unique actions. And of course, he starts off with Esteban's mask and some tequila. El Hermano Estoico. Special rules: Lucky Cape, Clinching Swings, Holy Mission, Cradle Suplex, Double Team Facebuster, and La Casita. Starting cards: Stoic Mask and Holy Roller. So those are the four new characters that you get in this expansion. Down just a little bit. Okay. Now the case files, you get some BPRD archive and case files. But here's the thing. If you flip this over real quick, every one of them says the exact same thing. Case file, stop. This is the back of the case file deck. To avoid spoilers, turn it over and only look at the front of the top card. So we're going to do exactly that. I'm going to open each of these up. I'm going to show you how many cards are in there, but I'm not going to read anything except for the front, because of course at no point in time do I have any interest in ruining anything for anybody, especially when you pay, your good old hard-earned cash for these expansions, and I don't want to ruin it for you. So let's start with this one. Take it out of the package. And these are nice, thick bags, so it's good that they're in there. I do like that. Okay, so this one, we're going to start with BPRD Archives. Case File Construction System. It says these cards are for use with the Case File Construction System in the BPRD Archives expansion. If you have it, they should be shuffled in with the other cards of the same element. So at this one here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You get 12 cards in that pack. So again, that's package 1. And here we go, case file. So we're going to open this one up. It's a different one. BPRD case file, The Cursed Temple. Ancient evils still lurk in the forgotten places, and in an isolated corner of Mexico, one of the worst resides still. Camazotz, the ancient vampire god of the Aztecs, has laid a curse on the lands around his temple. Now the dead walk, terrorizing the living. Your intel suggests that 3 ancient objects of power hidden within the temple hold the key to breaking the curse. Enter the lair of Camazotz, locate the offerings of ancient rites, and use them to draw out the god and defeat him. Hopefully along the way you can find some clues to how to end his tyranny for good, but there's some kind of ritual underway. Challenge rating is medium, duration is long. So there's 11 total cards in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And there you go. That's as far as I'm going to progress with reading that. There's 11 cards there. That's good to know. And we also have one more packet. And in this packet it says BPRD case file, The Mask of Camazotz. During your latest training session, you've been set upon by the undead horrors of the dread god Camazotz. His evil scheme is to pervert the honor of Lucha Libre and has defeated the reigning champion. He has convinced the crowds that he and his foul fiends are simply in costume, his horrific visage merely a mask. There's only one way to defeat him. Seek out his closest allies, challenge them, and defeat them in the ring. Once you have his attention, demand a match with the beast himself. The loser gives up their mask. And he's not wearing a mask, so I guess you'll just have to take his head. Challenge rating hard, duration is medium, and there's 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there they are. So you got 2 missions and an extra pack. You also have some additional cards here. Boss behavior, enemies, Deck of Doom, and resolving unexpected threat cards and new rules. So let's take a look at this real quick before we go any further. New rule. This card features rules for unexpected threats, a new kind of Deck of Doom card, each marked with the A icon, that bring hard-hitting enemies, even bosses, into play without warning. Many case file set of cards will call for a single A card. In this case, shuffle all of the cards with that icon, then add one at random without looking at it to the Deck of Doom. If one of these cards is drawn during the game, refer to the rules on the back of this card. Resolving unexpected threat cards. Each unexpected threat lists an enemy. When the card is drawn, put it in the relevant enemy cards into the in-play area. If it is already in a minion slot, do not move it. If an unexpected threat card brings a boss into play, create its behavior deck by shuffling together all of the behavior cards with icons matching those on its enemy card. Put this deck in the play area. In the minion phase, the boss acts as it would during the confrontation before any minions are activated. A behavior card is drawn and resolved. Track the boss's health using damage markers. Otherwise, follow the instructions on the unexpected threat card. When it's discarded, any cards that were put into play area because of it are now discarded. All right, there's your new rules. So we got boss behavior. Let's take a look at those first. Got 3 of those. Pile driver, foul, horrific visage. Agents in boss area. All agents in the boss area are hurled. Otherwise, any agents in the same room as the boss slip 1 damage marker on their track to an injury if possible. Agents in boss area. The boss makes a melee attack against an agent in the area. Use target priority if necessary. The agent ignores the result of the effect die unless it is a skull. Otherwise, boss moves up to 2 areas toward the closest agent. Use target priority if necessary. If the boss enters that agent's area, the agent discards an action cube if possible. The last one is pile driver. A boss makes a melee attack against an agent in their area. Use target priority if necessary. If the agent suffers damage, they are also stunned. Otherwise, the boss moves up to 2 areas towards the closest agent. If the boss enters that agent's area, it makes a melee attack against them. There you go. So those are your boss behavior cards. You got some enemies, it seems. Let's take a look at the enemies. Oh, you have a Hungry Vampire. 2 move, 1 resilience, 6 health, ranged attack, melee attack. Crypt Spirit. Undead Conquistador Swordsman. Undead Conquistador Horseman. A Giant Bat. And Camazotz himself. Those are your enemies. You also have your Deck of Doom. That's what those are. Lots and lots of tequila. The Coffin Man passes. Cursed and Furred. Blood wakes the long dead. Put this card into play the next time an agent suffers any damage. Discard this card and put a Hungry Vampire into their area. Time between bouts. Hola, Hellboy. Put this card into play. The next time the agents take time, do not advance the impending doom track. Then discard this card. The crowd wants more. Feud match. Traps in the dark. Signs of long forgotten rights. The bell is rung. Bloody challenges. Screams in the night. Come alone. String of failure. Staring El Diablo in his beady eye. Guidance of the Virgin. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Harbinger of Ancient Doom, and then Terrible Challenge. Let's read this one. Unexpected Threat. See Unexpected Threats rules card. Enemy Camazotz. Set up Camazotz in the lead agent's area. He has health and melee attack values of 8 instead of his normal values. When Camazotz is defeated, the lead agent searches the requisition deck for any masked card. It gives it to an agent of their choosing, then discard this card. So there is your Deck of Doom. And of course, you also get your good old new rules and resolving unexpected threat cards as well in that deck. You also get a mini deck. Counters. Starting card. So these are the starting cards. Okay. So let's look at your encounter cards. See what you got here. All the fronts are the same. Got a baby Hellboy there. All right, cool. Yep. Minion D for Clue. Frog Swarm, Clue, Clue, Frog Swarm. Minion A, Minion B, Minion D, Scenery 2. All right. These are all your different cards that you get there. Obviously tells you whether you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not sure why they have the 1, 2, 3, 4 in there. This is in the bottom here. Good place for a siesta. Next time the agents take time, each agent in this room can perform 2 rest actions instead of 1. Where are they coming from? In the end phase, if there are any frog swarms in this room, place a frog swarm in an area of the room chosen by the lead agent. All right, so these are all kinds of things that can happen during the fights or during your adventure. And those are your encounters. Starting card. As a rest action, discard this card. Choose up to 3 credits worth of unused requisition cards and distribute them to the agents you like. Stoic Mask, starting cards. Vengeful Mask, lodged in a Bloodsucker. Need to sleep it off. Esteban's Mask. Uncomfortably Sweaty. Hellboy's Mask. Offering Skull. Requisition. Okay, so hold on. These are all starting cards. So you see this. So you got to give this with the guy that the card belongs with. We read that in the cards over here. I told you. So we got requisition cards. So I think that should go here. Aztec Headdress. Discard this card to immediately defeat an undead minion of in your room. Okay. Offering Skull. The curse falls upon you. You broke your oath. I am the Blue Scream. I am the Fury. I am the Primordial. I am the Lord of the Sea. You are a RLDO, or tough fighter of Lucha Libre. When you make a fight action, add 1 to your test score if there is a Technico in your room. If you don another mask, flip this card. Mask of the Sea Lord. Flip this card to don this mask by spending an action cube or for free when taking time. All right. Mask of the Primordial. Flip this card to don this mask by spending an action cube or for free. Okay. So putting on different masks of different characters. Got it. Okay. Okay. So that's those cards there. I also have some punch outs and tiles here. Not quite sure what that is. I'll see these are some tiles here. They pop right out. There you see it. Different quadrants. Again, I don't know what these are for. Some more floorboards. Again, you're adding this to the actual Hellboy board game, so just adding on different tiles. And there's some more. They pop out very easily, as you can tell. Nice and clean. And they go back in just as easily as they come out. Okay, so there's some tiles that you get in this game as well. Some tiles. Those are the tiles that you get. Just put this stuff over a little bit. Some tiles you get. And for this expansion, so you get that. You also get this information about the other games that Mantic offers. I'll put that underneath there. And you get a bunch of figures. And the plastic tray. I really like Mantic's plastic tray because it gives you lots of room for your cards. If you have any tokens you have to punch out, they go into here nicely. Nice cases. So you've got your Hellboy in Mexico. There he is. There's your Hellboy figure. Really nice sculpt. It's actually one of the main reasons I purchased this expansion was the fact that I'm a Hellboy fan, but I also like the whole Lucha. Used to watch Lucha Underground all the time on TV when it was on the El Rey network, which they discontinued it or it got sold or whatever happened. But anyway, here are some of the other figures of the other luchadors. And Mantic's figures are great. I love their figures. Didn't quite like it when they go to resin. I like their molded plastic. But again, from what I understand, the molded plastic is more expensive than the resin to make, or mass quantities. But again, that's another luchador there. But when they come out plastic like this, they're awesome. Here's another guy. Good detail. Cool wrestling figures. Those are your luchadors. Then, as we discussed before, you have some other characters that you have here. The Conquistador with the sword. I'm trying to get him to... There you go. So you get 3 of these, same molds. But there they are. Nice detail. Nice thick figure. Really cool. So you get 3 of him, all in the same, 3 of him all in the same pose. Get those as well. then they give you some more figures on the bottom. So you get 3 zombies that look like this. Very cool, good detail. Mantic is also the company that brings out, that created the Walking Dead All Out War, which I love. It's one of my favorite systems ever made, which is now discontinued. They lost the license to The Walking Dead. But this is cool. They make some of the best zombies on the market. And there you get 3 of those. You get 3 females. Not sure if these are zombies or these are witches, not sure. Try to get the pop here so you can see it better. Good detail. Nice thick figures. Okay. So you get 3 of those. So you get, put them down here so you get 1 of those down there so you can see them. Put your villains down here. And that is either your witch or your female zombie. There it is there. Not sure what they labeled it in the game. Your conquistador on a horse. 3 of the same. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. You get 3 of those. That's really cool looking. Vampire bats. Get 3 of those. So if you look at it, it's a pretty big figure overall. Trying to get the camera to pop so you could see it a little better. It's giving me a hard time right now. There you go. You get 3 of those. And the chief baddie is right there. Very, very cool. Again, dressed as a luchador. You would think it is a luchador under that mask, but it's actually a real demon, which is really cool. Very, very cool. Again, put him up there with the other ones. The other luchadors over here. Move them all up a little bit so you can see them. And again, like I said, you get your duplicates. 2 additional horse riders, which are the same. So you get a total of 3 zombies, which are 2. The third one goes there, but 3 of those, all the same sculpt. Again, over here, the female witches, again, or walkers, depending on how you want to look at them. And then you have your bats, which are right here, which are very, very cool. So again, that everything you see here is what is included in Hellboy the board game. We're talking Hellboy in Mexico expansion. Brought to you by Dark Horse Comics, Mantic Games, and of course it's a limited edition release. Again, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. If you enjoyed it, give us a like, leave a comment below. Of course, you can always hit the subscribe button. This way you can be alerted to any time that we have any other unboxings or release any other information on the page. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.